Welcome back to Night Mind, friends, and welcome back to Cabin Fever Dreams. I hope you've been enjoying the flowering trees. There's not much time left until they turn over to the full green leaves that accompany us through summer. Try to get outside if you can, if the blooms are still with you. But for now, you can stay in here with me and watch something twisted and haunting for the night. Sound like a good time? Good, because I've got something wonderfully hideous to make you afraid of the dark tonight as soon as you're done visiting, and I just can't wait to show you. Dog Nightmares is a project that doesn't scare me because it has dogs. I'm not intimidated like that even if I am a cat demon. It's because this is effective and atmospherically potent in a way few projects manage to achieve. Bonus, by the way, a lot of live action work is involved, and it's not often lately we get seriously strong live action work. The channel, Piggy Soda, launched on October 11, 2022 with the video Dog Show, relaying a pretty relatable experience, watching something weird in the bedroom with the lights off. In this case, it was a William Wegman short, Dog Mechanic. William Wegman is a filmmaker whose most well-known work is in this style. Skits featuring dogs dressed up as people in various situations, voiced over by actors. Wegman often used his own dogs for this, and the shorts have appeared on Sesame Street and Saturday Night Live. It's a bit unnerving to watch on its own, and that element comes out much more in Dog Nightmares. The route this takes is so intelligent, presenting the situation through clues you can piece together by viewing and keeping in mind, and leading to a conclusion that is jarring and haunting. If you've been wanting something to freak you out a bit, this is the series to watch and share with friends to get their reaction. Or make them angry at you. Before proceeding, I'd like to thank my peer and friend Jeffiot, who you'll recognize as Jeff of 10 Tapes, for bringing this to my attention through his channel and ARG Roundup videos, which you should be watching.
Good evening, I'm Nicholas Nocturne and... Oh, hey Nick, thanks for the shout out. Back when I was making 10 Tapes, I was always really trying my absolute hard...
Thank you, Jeff. Always love to see you drop by. So, you all know the protocol by now. The link for a Dog Nightmares playlist is in the video description, and I highly encourage you to go view it yourself before proceeding. This is another short watch time currently, just under half an hour as I present it to you now, excluding the 10,000 subscriber celebration video on the channel. 28 minutes, 8 seconds. Under half an hour to experience your skin crawl in that delightful horror way? You know it's worth it. Go on, watch Dog Nightmares first. It supports Piggy Soda directly, and you won't have the same experience through my coverage that you will enjoying it in the uninterrupted way. When you're done, come back here, and we'll explore all the elements that tie together and create such a haunting atmosphere. You're back? Did anything follow you? Are you sure? Don't worry, I'm playing. Now, let's go over the series together and see everything that might not be discernible on first viewing. Episode 1, Dog Show, is more or less for introductory purposes. This story will feature the old William Wegman shorts, watched by a central character, but a special element factors into the introduction. A Polaroid on the bed, difficult to make out in the dark. As our protagonist examines the photo, the Wegman tape freezes, showing this dog face with sunken eyes. The tape reverts to the short, with the mechanic dog stating, "Uh-oh, could be trouble." Immediately into the potential for paranormal circumstances with this one, and grounds for haunting images to come. Now, can we do anything to clear up that Polaroid? Wait for the lighting to get just bright enough to see the outlines of words written on the bottom, then take it into an image editor. Play with the brightness and contrast, and you can make out 4 words. Study the look of the letters, and it appears to say, "He's still out there." The subject of the photo, though, is still too difficult to gauge. This photo's title, in context with the freeze frame of the haunted-looking Wegman dog, immediately suggests an identity for whoever he is. But let's keep going and see what else we can find out about the situation. Dog Nightmares, Childhood Dreams is the episode that follows. We observe photos of animals at the zoo, followed by a child's drawings of those photos, until they're interjected by photos of people at home, their faces censored. A few quick sketches are shown of stairs, followed by the photo that inspired them, and a pair of follow-up sketches showing this face looking between the bars of the stairs. Looks like a Weimaraner, doesn't it? Like in the Wegman shorts. Notice the pattern here. The child making the sketches only seems to draw what they see. We get a picture of them, too, standing idly in a hall just past the door. A final photo is shown. This room, centered on a large window, curtains on either side, drawings scattered across the floor. Then a recording plays. We see the Weimaraner appearing as if in a window. We see the window. The video cuts. But was anything there? Play with brightness and contrast and... yes, it seems like something was. Watching the video closely with the same approach allows us better comprehension. Even if you didn't make out the face, you caught the flannel, didn't you? And whoever was recording must have too, if only for a moment. The next episode, Bite, features another Wegman short about fishing, showing off the different kinds of bait in a fly box. Then a missing dog poster from March of 2009. A mysterious dog-headed figure in red flannel. A Wegman short about fishing featuring a dog-headed figure wearing that red flannel, centered around bait for fishing, a missing dog, and the title of the video is Bite. The suggestion here is that the fisherman caught something, a neighborhood dog. The next episode is titled 1/4/2009, and in video it's titled Weird Dog, showing us events before the missing poster. Found this while looking through my collection of Wegman tapes I've gathered. The short runs as normal, depicting a restaurant skit, then freezes, showing a quick shot of the waiter dog staring straight ahead. So we have more anomalous activity within the Wegman tapes, and it preceded a missing dog in the neighborhood. Now, for the first long video in the project, My New Best Friend. The beginning opens with the return of the fisherman dog, followed by more footage from March 24th, 2009, showing the person recording is putting up the missing dog poster. The dog in question is called Bailey. A series of diary entries follow, unveiled in stop motion. Atmosphere within Dog Nightmares really gets going from here after previous groundwork laying the foundation. The entries begin from late January, after the weird dog incident catching the freeze frame of a Wegman dog staring at the viewer. Someone called again. They haven't found him yet, but someone keeps calling me, and every time I pick up the phone, there's silence on the other end. I keep trying to block out the number, but they just keep calling. I don't recognize the number either. It won't stop me from looking, though. I still have hopes that he got picked up by a shelter or someone found him without a collar and took him in. I can only hope he's safe and sound. I'll find you, buddy. February 13th, 2009. I managed to gather a bunch of Wegman tapes. I plan to archive as many as I can find and burn it into one disc. So far, I've managed to get my hands on Mother Goose, but I'm still in search of two shorts. One is of Batty making pottery, and the other is of Batty and Crookie playing baseball. I hope someone has a copy or recorded it. February 25th, 2009. Got a note from a friend today. He said he got me something for my late birthday. I haven't spoken to him in a while since I've been busy looking for Bailey. He wanted me to record myself reacting to his gift. I'm a little tired at the moment. I'll take a look at it tomorrow. Then we received the video requested, Gift Opening, from February 26, 2009. We learn quickly this character is named Emily. There's no audio, Emily tells us in text the camera is broken, and the contents of the package immediately put us on notice with a Wegman dog card. Trying to read the inside message is an exercise in futility. The camera just won't focus. A smaller round package is included with a big green bow, Emily's favorite color, which matches the card. As for the gift, Hardly Gold, a Wegman movie. Emily turns it over and says, "Oops. What for? And what's been drawn on the front of the tape?" After opening the gift, Emily informs her friend she's finished a photo album mentioned, then goes through it, showing us the photos we've seen before of animals, and tells us it was her first time at the zoo. This makes Emily the girl who made the drawings, and she points at a small dog drawing in the lower corner of one photo, saying, "That's me." Pictures with her family have animal drawings where heads inserted. We see the stairs, and she points for a moment, but lack of audio gives us little context. We see her as the girl in the hallway, with the dog head she prefers, and the camera dies immediately after catching this photo of what may be her and Bailey. Now, maybe it's the lighting, but Bailey looks a little odd there. Despite that, we can't ignore the timing of the camera shutdown. In the next segment, the audio returns. That picture of Bailey doesn't match the missing photo. Bailey looks... Oh, Bailey's head is twisted around, and the nose is stretched out. What happened to this photo? March 2nd, 2009. I keep having that dream again, the one where you're no longer with me. I know you are still out there. I kept going around asking my neighbors to keep an eye out for you. I'm sorry I couldn't come home and you must have gone to look for me. March 5th, 2009. I will find you, no matter how little sleep I get each day. You mean more to me. I can't live without you, Bailey. I love you. March 8th, 2009. Someone keeps taking the posters down. I had to keep putting them up. March 19th, 2009. I found some old photos while looking for photos of Bailey. They were from my old home. I also found some old paintings of mine. There was also a book I made when I was about 7 or 8. Would you like to take a look? We can look at them together. You won't be alone. Bailey's head is twisted around, just as we've seen it in the photograph earlier. And here, a picture of Emily holding the hand of her best friend. Tall, wearing red, with a hint of a tail. In the upper corner, the words, "Mommy has or had to go to," cut away, suggesting an absence of the mother at the time this friend was made. We catch the full image a moment later. Mommy has left to go to work, with an ominous pair of legs at the top of the stairs.
And I love to play all by myself. She warned me not to open the door to strangers. And she always has a key to open the door. She says if I ever hear knocking on the front door, I must go up to my room really, really fast and lock the door until she comes home. But I don't like going upstairs. There's a really big hole in the wall that's really scary. Sometimes I can hear it creaking from in there. One day, I ran really fast past it. When I did, I heard a doggy barking. And then silence. I took my flashlight and went to take a look. And then I met my new best friend. The end.
We return to the bedroom in the dark, with Emily holding the Polaroid, watching another Wegman tape. The text is clearer now, confirming our interpretation from earlier. Cuts of the audio allude to Emily's situation. Was she just forgetful? Or was she in trouble? As the tape continues, a situation involving the dogs looking for something, then a rapid succession of looking straight at the viewer before delivering a message through rapid flashes in the tape. Dog is still out there. In the end, the fisherman raises his hands to cover his face, freezing in a flashing sequence. Emily drops the Polaroid. That's not Bailey. Who is this now? And why are we focusing on him still being out there? Is it in a hopeful way, or something more fearful? The pair of legs at the top of the stairs in the sequence seen earlier. Was it the Wegman creature from the hole in the wall, or could it have been human? The following video, Bailey, is simply a painting video, depicting who is most likely Emily with Bailey, but in a black void. The sequence suggests more an emotional state or a dream, though it could be a piece Emily made at some point. What are you afraid of follows. We open on point-of-view footage of someone walking in the snow leading up to a tree stump, with a familiar Polaroid slipped behind the remains of bark. A diary entry unfolds after. October 9th, 2008. It's snowing. Bailey likes the snow. I remember going outside and playing in the snow with him. It's been a long day. My mom says it's time I move on, but I can't. I don't want to give up on my best friend. Emily is seen as a child in an old photo on a Christmas tree. Recording stops suddenly at the sound of a knock at the door. In the footage that follows, we catch sight of the painting on the wall. That did happen, it seems, making the previous video more of a memory sequence. Some visual tearing occurs as recording continues. There's something here to take note of for the recording sequence. The flannel pillow on the couch, same as the Wegman dog. That shot of a twisted up Bailey at the end is prominent and reminiscent of the drawing we've seen before. In fact, let's pull that in here with the drawing of Bailey that comes after. Did you notice before that in the first, Bailey's head had been ripped off? This is a separate piece of paper. The two drawings aren't exactly one-to-one, but they're very similar. The scarier piece is a close but imperfect copy. Very fitting. Now, the opening to Chapter 2 of Dog Nightmares, the most recent video at this time. What do you do? Half of this video is an explanation of the situation from Emily's childhood, in the same voice as the actress from earlier, with some animated segments. It's explained that she has a best friend, who she went on many adventures with. He would love to meet us. Past the title screen that follows, we receive more recorded footage from the adult Emily.
Bailey?
And except for a Wegman clip at the end, that's all that we're up to of canon material. Which means it's time for us to enjoy our story and art examination in much greater detail. First and foremost, I'd like to highlight one of the chief strengths of Dog Nightmares that most won't notice. This is a series that illustrates the monster and its threat without ever saying it outright. Every element that lends itself towards our understanding presents reasons for us to be afraid and draw conclusions appropriately, but never gives us a sense from Emily directly that a horror from her childhood is lurking in the dark. This is not a protagonist in the style we normally see them in nonfiction storytelling for this scenario. Much of the work done is entirely through presenting moments of the developing situation, not explaining the situation. What do we know about this creature? It's an abominable mimic of a Wegman character. It attached itself to Emily as a young girl, and it very likely killed Bailey. My immediate suspicion is that it couldn't stand the idea of not being Emily's true dog and eliminated Bailey to take their place. An image like this is suggestive of malice to Bailey, and we must remember that while Emily was young, she considered the Wegman monster to be her best friend. But when older, she wrote that it was Bailey. Do you really think this thing wouldn't get possessive? In the wake of Bailey's disappearance, the Wegman made itself much more present and is actively trying to familiarize itself again with Emily. It may be easy to assume that Emily's mother was recording in this instance early on, but with so much of it coming from Emily, it may just be that she was going through her old drawings, which is why the Wegman appeared so prominently in the window. But hold on a moment. Is any of this actually real? Is it happening for sure? Hard not to imagine so considering the footage, but do remember the title of the series is Dog Nightmares. Perhaps Emily is having nightmares only about the loss of Bailey and experiencing a waking horror in the form of her old imaginary friend's return. But don't be surprised if that element of the dream state gets stronger. We've already seen it woven throughout the project, and to great effect. The use of paper in this series is so unique and keeps us in that dreamy, atmospheric flow of narrative. There's nothing else quite like it that I've seen before in nonfiction. It's so simple, so effective, and carries an immediate mood as it appears, uncrushes itself, and gives us a page of the past. To the best of my memory, this is not an approach that anyone else has ever taken. It's exciting to acknowledge that. The later doubling up of this approach for a character statement brings the stylistic choice into greater use, driving us further into an atmosphere-dominant story. And really, let's talk about atmosphere, because creators have plenty they can learn from Dog Nightmares. This is a project that knows how to build the mystery, the dread, and deliver. We feel strangely isolated in all this, just following along in Emily's lonely journey, catching glimpses of her life through the darkness of our position. The use of black in this project is so good, not simply in keeping us in suspense for reveals that make your skin crawl, but in presenting the void we seem to enter as we relive the past in sketches and diary entries. It brings such sharp focus to whatever comes on screen and strengthens the isolation we feel in the narrative. Equally intelligent is the audio design throughout. There isn't a lot of sound outside the Wegman tapes, which are often brought to us through those nostalgic old CRT speakers, and I love it. It's delicious to the ear. But when original sound comes through, you pay attention. Odd, discordant noises, ambient droning tones, the crinkling of the paper as the diary pages unfurl and crunch on screen. Silence is potent too. The way the sound just falls away as this image of Bailey is presented sharpens the moment. Then the rising tense clips as new photographs involving the stairs are presented use our newfound tension to prime us for the next stage. Emily's childhood voice is an awesome decision here. Getting a real kid to voice this is so effective. Granted, not everyone is going to have that opportunity available to them, but actually doing it when the chance was there really adds to the strength of the storytelling. Do we need to go over how freaky this presentation of the Wegman monster is? I could pick it apart, try to relay how well this was done play by play, but just watching nearly says it all. The uncanny horror of the dog-headed characters in William Wegman's film work comes to life in a different way, striking a sense of revulsion just seeing something that shouldn't exist trying to look like an already uncanny creation lurking in the dark. Lips curled back, eyes sunken so deep in the head. This is the moment you see a large spider perched on the wall and you both freeze, waiting for the next move, cranked up to a degree that brings out the goosebumps. But let's not forget the other mystery present in the story, the Polaroid. The Wegman horror is obviously something to keep an eye on, but what do we make of this? Originally, we could have chalked up the idea that he's still out there was referencing Bailey, but this is an adult man in the photo, maybe with Emily. We also understand from reviewing the videos that events may be out of order. The Polaroid was found here, making it possible that Emily started watching the Wegman tapes after finding it and kept the Polaroid at hand. Who is this man? Why was the photo left for Emily? Why did she sit watching Wegman tapes after finding it outside? Does she already know what's going on? What connection is there between the Wegman monster and the man who's still out there? We know from her drawings as a child that someone else was in the home, someone older. A brother? In seeking a connection to other family members who may have encountered the Wegman, we have these three photos involving the stairs. Someone pointing at something past them, what looks like a man looking for something through a window, some unexplainable black spot on the banister. Doesn't that read as odd to you? It may be that other family members did catch sight of her imaginary friend. This series of photos is indicating they were noticing something. Maybe it's nothing and just an odd subject we'd understand if we'd been there in person, but it looks very strange. And again, it's difficult to make sense of what's going on with the banister directly behind Emily. Unless that's not Emily. Hold on, let's take a look at the photos we have. The decorations in this set are clear. It's Christmas. There's garland wrapped around the banister leading upstairs. There's a small tree. In this photo, from the second video, we see this small hallway that's been decorated, with a bit of garland on the stair banister. This photo of Emily places her at the entrance to that hallway, and she's dressed like this. We see her stature. This kid is bigger, dressed differently, and in the photo, their head is covered by a dog face too. If Emily is in this Polaroid with the older male, does that make this her brother? Did she lose Bailey and her brother? Maybe the reason something big, dark, and strange is seen on the stairs here is because there was a presence. The Wegman monster, stalking Emily's brother. Again, that could be nothing, it could be something. The important fact is this. The subject of the photo does not appear to be Emily, but is related. And here we see another connection. Christmas in the past, Christmas in the present. If we look at the photo of a past Christmas on the current tree, we even catch Emily wearing the same clothes. And on this Christmas, there was a guest. Did you see them? Pay attention to the door on the left, right after looking at the tree. We don't need to adjust brightness or contrast. We can see the shape. That's the Wegman haunting Emily's place now. Maybe recognizing the painting kept your attention here on first viewing, or the flannel pillow. But viewing the footage as a whole, you see him. Did that give you a chill? One more for the road didn't hurt. Dog Nightmares is a very impressive horror project, achieving victories in its editing work that you don't see in many others, providing an atmosphere without telling you how to feel, and leaving the frights and clues for you to walk into or walk past. This is a project that respects your intelligence and wants to generate the experience, allowing you to feel it for its carefully constructed effects. There are few sights in recent projects as disturbing as that thing, and catching glimpses of it in the dark is chilling. It's been a while since we've had storytelling in live action that presented its footage and just allowed the audience to put together the pieces, let alone with such style. Piggy Soda knows what they're doing, and I think viewers of Dog Nightmares who keep watching will be in store for some truly excellent and dreadful scares. Be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next chapter's installments. I'm anticipating them already. That's all for tonight, everyone. I'd like to thank Piggy Soda for Dog Nightmares, and all the goosebumps I felt exploring it while making this video. All of you for viewing, Jeff for taking the time to drop by the office earlier, and all of my supporters on Patreon, who ensure I can continue to live as the only monster in my home. If you'd like to support the mission of Nightmind, you can join Patreon for as little as $2 a month, which also helps me keep up the Nightmind Index for new, undiscovered, and emerging projects, spanning from ARGs to frightful video experiences like Dog Nightmares. It truly does a lot to support me, and I'm immensely grateful. You can also catch me live over on Twitch, where I've been enjoying what remains of spring in my March hair form, checking out new projects, catching up on others, and uploading VODs to the VOD channel, Nocturne Astraline. Come on over and join the fun. It's definitely a new feeling to explore a project live with the community. I've seen so many of you come over as first-time chatters and say that you're longtime viewers who were finally excited to catch a stream. It's always awesome to see you. And quite often we have creators of projects that I'm covering live pop into the chat to discuss their work. That's something you really can't get while I'm delivering a scripted video. And as mentioned earlier, Jeff has been doing a lot of fun things himself over on his YouTube channel, Jeffiot, including roundups of unfiction projects you should check out. Again, it's how I first found Dog Nightmares. Thank you, Jeff. Thanks for joining me in the dark again this evening. Once more, I'm Nick Nocturne, and like a loyal old friend who never really left your side, you'll be seeing me again real soon. Until next time, sleep tight.